Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but I was hoping to see if we can make a new one for you guys, actually explaining a little bit of the Lelit Mara X today, along with the chrono, just to kind of see how my workflow has changed a little bit over like the last couple of months and things that I've added, where I can tell you now I actually have a dosing funnel. It's pretty cool. I even got a puck screen too to match, and I was just hoping to give you a little bit of insight on a little bit of like the workflow and how this has been going for me, as I haven't actually made a proper video on this to explain a little bit about the Lelit and just explaining how the advantages and disadvantages, especially coming from the Breville Bambino, where that was actually, I believe it was a thermal jet where it was only able to do one thing at a time, where this is able to do simultaneously, where you can make espresso and steam at the same time if you like. And also, to answer a pretty big question about the chrono right here, everyone has been actually asking me a lot about the burst set. I believe I actually did get this on CL Coffee Gear for about $200, where it was actually open box. So everyone keeps saying around the timeline that I got this, even though it was about a year ago, where it should have been like the different burst set change. This is actually the old burst set due to the fact that it was an open box unit, and that's why I have the espresso burrs in this one. That is from the original Eureka Mignon. And if you guys would like, I can do a little teardown and just to show you kind of what the burrs looks like and what you can expect. And maybe if you get lucky, you can see what you guys can get with this one. And so right here is, I'm just gonna show you a little bit of, again, the workflow and how I usually make a latte with my Lelit Mara X. Okay, and so from here, is I actually have my scale that we are going to tear out. Okay, the coffee. So today I'm actually using this right here. It's actually called, from Craft Coffee, called Lights Out. It's actually decaf. I've been actually enjoying drinking decaf a little bit more recently as of late. And so I'm gonna measure out 17 grams right here. And also a little unique little hack that I kind of was inspired by, also by the new Oro. I don't know if you guys have seen that, is that I actually was able to put it onto a 30-degree incline, where I've actually taken the cap of a candle, which gave me about 30 degrees. And I feel like it's actually been a little bit smoother because this did have a little bit of a clumping issue, as these are pretty notorious for. And I feel like since I've done this, it's actually helped quite a bit. But it does make it a little bit louder, and sometimes it does wobble too, because that is actually a known fact for the Oro, because this was not made to do that. But, you know, you have your pros and cons, and so I kind of choose to pick and choose with this one a little bit. So right here, I'm going to get everything set up, and we're going to start getting coffee ready. Just again. Yeah, and also I know that some of you guys are a little bit torn on this, but personally, I like to use this little hack right here. I know it still potentially could cause channeling, but at this point, I just prefer the evening out of my grounds and seeing how you can honestly just tap it at the end. And I feel like it hasn't really made too much of a difference, although maybe that might be my next initial upgrade. And so right here, we're gonna even this out and press it in. And looks like that. And again, a new little addition is this puck screen. I've actually really been enjoying this a whole lot. This one's actually from Normcore. Honestly, initially I was curious about it, but I couldn't find the justification to paying for the B+, which was around, I believe it was $50 or so. And I thought that that was pretty high of asking price for what it was doing. And so I found this for about $20 on Amazon, and I thought that's a little bit more of the way to go for me. And so what I would like to do now is show you guys a little bit of, again, the workflow where you can choose to do these two things, but honestly, I feel like I like to manage these things a little bit better. And I'm not a very big proponent of people managing, quote unquote, their shots, and therefore I like to just do it one at a time and let my shot sit and then work on milk texturing instead. Not that it's gotten a whole lot better from when I started, which was my whole goal for latte art, but at this point, beggars can't be choosers, and therefore it is what it is. And so I'm gonna show you a little bit. So I like to time my shots, and you can even follow along here where it does show you the pump and the steam pressure. There's also a little bit right here. So we're trying to go to 9 bars. I know this actually does have a little bit of a higher pump pressure, and kind of goes right there, and it does have a mechanical pre-infusion. I've even seen people on the internet where they like to go fast and slow, but I just like to turn it on, and I feel like I haven't really noticed a significant enough difference in order to justify the fact that it's pre-infusion for me. But here's what the shot looks like. I know it's a little bit difficult to see right there. Maybe if I bring it down here a little bit more. Yeah, it looks just like that. I think it's a pretty decent shot. I won't say it's the best, but definitely gets the job done. Okay, and what I like to do actually is I've noticed a little bit of like a steam problem. Not a problem, I'd say, because you could turn this off, but I like to actually use the auto shut-off feature that it actually has with the Lelit, but because I don't like to overheat it, because especially with the fact that I do have it connected to a smart connector, and so I just usually turn it on, especially in the mornings. I have it set to like schedules where usually will go off at 6:40 in order for me to wake up in the morning. It's ready to go. It usually takes about 25 minutes for this guy to warm up, but I haven't really noticed too much of a difference. But that is something to consider coming from, I guess, Breville and a little bit more of their quicker startups. But I like to just get the steam out right here, and I like to go under here and start to steam the milk. And as we're steaming, as you guys can see, I still kind of keep to that trend, like the hack, where I like to keep it on the plate itself or the base of the machine, and that way it's a little bit more easy to manage, and I can see the steam rolling the milk. And again, you just want to feel for that temperature where it's just too hot to touch, and that's when you just turn it off. And one thing I really love about this machine is actually how great the steam is. But I do have this actually on the mode where it's espresso focused, so it does take a little bit of a hit on the steam, but nothing too crazy to complain about, and it still gets the job done, and it's really good. It usually takes about 30 seconds or so, and it's right on cue right there. And I could pull it out, and I like to just purge, always purge your wand. And I've seen in other videos too where people have given me grief for putting sweets in my milk before, and I am well beyond that. I do know that it does damage the milk, the steam wand, sorry, and I have learned. And so the last thing I want to do is hopefully I can show you guys. I just like to texture the milk real quick. Right here, give it a good swirl. It looks pretty good right here. And let's see if we can make something today out of this. All right, and let's see what we can do. Okay, just like that, and there's a little something, but usually I'm not the best on camera, but I promise you I'm not too bad at this, but something I still do struggle with. But overall, this is just another cup of coffee right here. Let me give you guys a little taste test behind the camera. I know you guys can't see me, but cheers. Yep, really good. And I think the workflow on this is a lot more mechanical, more, if you like to work with your espresso machines, this is definitely the machine to go for, but you have to be very cognizant of the fact that you need to warm this up, which it does take about 25 minutes at a time. And it's something super satisfying about just flicking the lever and just turning it off yourself. And I really like how it has the pump pressure, which the Breville machines, except maybe a handful of them now. I believe it's just the Barista Express that has it, where you can actually see the pump pressure, and it also shows you the steam pressure too. I can actually maybe demonstrate that for you. Also, you have a no burn steam wand right here. Just by the way, just because it says no burn doesn't mean it's not gonna get hot, so you do wanna be careful of that. And I can kind of show you guys a little bit of how the steam kind of goes, but I've noticed that I can probably get about 2 to 3 drinks out of this before it starts to weaken up, and it's pretty powerful. And as you could kind of see, maybe, I don't know if you can see there right there, how the steam gauge actually does go down a little bit, where you can, yeah, it does, again, because this is a heat exchanger. And I kind of just wanted to give you guys my, I wanted to say initial impressions, but it's been a few months, but I've definitely been enjoying this machine. It's been a lot of fun to use, and I definitely do not regret this purchasing decision. I do feel that this does make quite a superior drink, but I felt like at this point, at this price point right here, I felt like, again, the law of diminishing returns does play a factor, where I feel even though you can pay $3,000-4,000 for a Linea Mini, or even the Lelit Bianca, which is around $3,000, I couldn't justify paying that and seeing how it would get you that much more of a superior drink. And I feel that the workflow has been really great and has been fairly consistent. And I really do enjoy that there is a little bit of temperature control. Actually, I don't know if you guys have seen that before, but I can maybe show you here. Again, where you do take off this tray, and you can see right there that you're able to control the temperature. And it does go by degrees and increments. It's not the most accurate. It is a little bit rudimentary to my liking, but it's enough to notice the difference between your light roast, your dark roast, and your medium roast. And you definitely want to play with that and play around with the roasts that you do have. Again, right now I'm a little bit more of a medium roast guy, so I do keep it on that one click in order to get about where I need to with the extraction. And I do notice it does play fairly well with that. And if you guys have any questions or comments, I am usually pretty active on my comment section, and I'm always having fun chatting it up with you guys. And hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.